Virgil van Dijk on Mount Rushmore for the Premier League era. That is what Lawrence McKenna believes to be true. Look at this.
Next up, I was going to say Steven Gerrard, but if you've not won the Premier League, I find it hard to put him on a Premier League all-time. So I'm going to have to say Virgil van Dijk. I think he's the greatest centre-back of all time in the Premier League. A lot of people can argue his stats. A lot of people can argue longevity, whatever else. Aura, effectiveness, defining an era, defining a team.
As a Liverpool fan, I wouldn't have any of them on a Mount Rushmore for the Premier League. Even though it's painful to say, Liverpool are a European team. Van Dijk is in the argument for the best centre-back in Premier League history. But in that time, he's won one Premier League. And for that reason, you can't have him on a Mount Rushmore for the Premier League. I'm not even going to get started on James Milner. This would be the correct Mount Rushmore. He's right about Henry and Fergie. They had historical impacts both for United and Arsenal and changed the trajectory of the league for both of those teams. Third, I think, has to be Wayne Rooney. Starts as a 16-year-old at Everton, bursts onto the scene in the early 2000s, becomes an absolute icon. Went on to be United's top goal scorer, played in arguably one of the best teams in that 2008 side, won multiple leagues, and was unplayable at times. For everything that he achieved, he has to be on that Mount Rushmore. The last one on this list, and this is a bit of an outside joke, but people forget how iconic he was. It has to be Jose Mourinho. When he came into that Chelsea side in 2004, he absolutely revolutionised that team, and they were something that the league had never seen before. His charisma, his energy, he had absolutely everything, and he was unbelievable. People talk about putting Terry and Lampard on this Mount Rushmore, but Terry and Lampard don't happen without Mourinho, or they don't hit the same heights. In his prime and at his peak, he was probably the best manager to ever be in the Premier League. I think he would even rival Pep Guardiola's Man City at this stage. He was ruthless, and over a 38-game season, he knew how to win every type of game. And not only that, to come back to Chelsea a decade after winning his first Premier League and do it all again. Henry, Fergie, Rooney, Mourinho. That is the Mount Rushmore of the Premier League.